Okay, so it's 1 hour, 25 minutes, folks, left to vote for the double votes. If you can donate $20, you'll get, or $10, you get 20 votes, $25, 50 votes. And you can really help Jenny share her message. So we're going to let Jenny just share with you a couple more points she wanted to bring up about why she's running for the contest, why she really, 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 really wants to win, and what she plans on doing with the awareness she's getting out there with folks. So go ahead, honey,
Hi
and share.
everyone. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I'm just gonna be honest, I am not really good at this whole camera thing, and I get really awkward, and sometimes I forget what I'm trying to share or what I'm trying to say, and like, I'm hoping that the message gets across in the right way, so I'm gonna try to just share it in a kind of straightforward way. And just bear with me because I've never really talked on camera about this before up until this competition. So yeah, so as far as my story goes and why I'm entering this competition is because I really, really, really personally want to get my story out there, and there's a lot that happens in this system that we live in, that a lot of it has been done in the dark. A lot of the corruption and the evil that exists in our world, it's being done in the dark, but it's happening on a global scale. So I will kind of share about my own story personally. So with secret services that were involved that removed my child, they had done that without reason. So meaning that when they took my child, there was no court order, there was no warrant, there was nothing other than just coming in and taking my child from me. And the reason I want to stress this is because this is happening everywhere. This is happening where you are, this is happening out there, this is happening here in my own personal life, and we need to stop this. You know, we cannot live our lives watching people suffer, living in fear, suffering of our kids, suffering of these families, these parents, you know. We have to do something if we want to make a change, because the reality is that there's stuff happening behind closed doors that people are not aware of, you know, and these organizations that are operating under the guise of helping your family, helping your children, they're doing the opposite of that, meaning they're not helping you. They're coming in and traumatizing your family, your kids. You know, they're doing the opposite of what they're supposed to be doing. And, you know, I really, really, really so desperately just want you to know that, you know, and anybody who's watching this, you know, the reality of what happens in the world and what's happening within these social services and these organizations that are supposed to help families, but they're doing the opposite of that. And there's like the removal of children, you know, without a cause. There's the families that are having a really hard time fighting, like myself.
Very expensive.
It gets really expensive, and we don't all have the money to pay for a private lawyer. You know what I mean? We don't have the money to pay for the things that we need to do in order to have an easier time in court. You know, like say someone that has the money to hire a private lawyer, you know, can easily get their kids back. But what about for the millions of families out there that can't afford that, you know, and say they got their kids taken away for no reason, such as myself? Will we then become so helpless and so defeated because we know our kids should not have been taken away, but we also are having a hard time fighting? You know what I mean? And they don't make it easier because
It's
they
like
make
you're
us-
guilty
Yeah.
until proven innocent versus innocent until proven guilty.
Exactly. And they're making you defend yourself and against the accusations that they place on you to justify the reason why they took your kids away. And so you're going to court and you're defending yourself all while you're just so desperately trying to get your kids back because that's all you want. But then they're making you go through all these services, you know, like recommending you these services, these programs, you know, making you jump through all these loops and these holes just to try and get your kid back that they took away wrongfully in the first place. You know what I mean? So my intention of, you know, entering this competition and the reason why I want to win so bad is because I really want to desperately share my story and, you know, reach people with my story and hopefully that we can come together and make this change because we should not live in a world where kids have to suffer, where families are being broken apart due to, you know, greed or due to corruption or, you know, this incentives for taking children, monetary gains that these organizations are profiting off of our children, making money off of our children, off of the suffering of our families, you know, and if we're not talking about it, we're basically just okay with letting them do that to us, you know. So I'm basically kind of just sharing my story in hopes that, you know, that you'll want to support me and vote for me so I can win this competition so we can be closer to getting that story out there, my story out there, and hopefully helping other moms to do the same. And if you've also gone through this, you know, I'm hoping that you also personally feel convicted to also support so that we do win this. And, you know, and right now, I believe there is a limited time in my competition right now where there's 2 times donation votes which will last for another hour. So meaning the competition right now is based entirely on votes. So in order to move forward to the next phase of the competition, I basically need to stay in first place, and I'm really depending on, you know, your vote and your support to help keep me in this competition. And so my intention of winning the competition is to share my story and to reach other people with my story and hoping that we can all make that change together. So that's basically all I wanted to share just now, and yeah, I just thank
So
you again.
there's
for
1
watching.
hour and 17 minutes left, and you might want to show them.
Yes. So,
Okay, you might want to get back here and show them the.
yes. So here's my profile. So basically, I've been sharing my link personally for votes, and our profiles are not open to the public yet. So I'm having to personally share my link to everybody if they want to vote. It's thesupermom.org/2025/Jenny-6, and this will take you to my profile where you can vote for me. Voting for the top 10 ends on Thursday, the 1st of May, so that's in 2 days and 23 hours. And limited time, 2 times donation votes ends on Monday, which is today at 9 p.m. But our time, that would be in 1 hour and 16 minutes. So every vote that is casted now within the next hour will be doubled. So 1 vote is free, 20 votes, $10, 50 votes, $25. So all of this is being doubled. And then this is only going to happen for the next hour. And then after this hour is over, it will go back to regular, meaning that it won't be that 2 times, that limited time 2 times. And so please, please, please vote for me if you're able to. If you are able to contribute, please do so. It's not necessary. You can also just vote for free. But if you do feel inspired to vote and contribute, now is the perfect time to do it. And share it with your Facebook friends, your Instagram. Please do help me share this and spread the word. And, I guess help me to help us so we can all do this together. So, yeah, thank you. And aloha.